Hi guys, and welcome back to another Scout the Defender YouTube video. In today's video we're going to be fitting 3 new modifications to Scout that are quick and easy for you guys to do yourselves, which will transform the look and also the function of your Defender. So let's jump straight into it with modification number 1. Okay, so jumping straight into modification 1, we're going to start with the easiest modification first. We have these visor mirrors from the guys at Mud Stuff. Now, as standard, the Defender doesn't have any convenience mirrors on the inside of the visor. So these are just some self-adhesive mirrors that you can peel off the backing and stick to the inside of the visor, so you've got that extra convenience mirror if you need so. It's, I guess, bringing it more in line with a typical car. Real simple, quick upgrade, and we'll see just how those fare. We've got a left and a right side. I think the right side probably is going to be used a lot more than the driver's side. But yeah, we'll mount those up now and see how they look. The diagonal follows the contour where you have your slot for any kind of additional paperwork or anything. So that mirror mounts, the right mirror mounts in the right hand corner. So we'll mount that up now. So just a case of peeling the backing off. A real satisfying moment. Right, so now we've got the backing peeled off. It's just a case of making sure it all lines up nice and neat into the corners. Obviously trying hard not to push too firmly to crack the mirror. But there we go, that's the first mirror mounted up really easy, and now we'll do the right hand side too. Right, so same thing on the right hand side. We've got the mirror and we've got the visor, and then we can see where we're going to mount the mirror to. So again, aligning to the corner and the diagonal edge, and that will mount up there really nicely. So take the backing off and then we'll get it mounted up. Another satisfying moment, and we'll get that mounted into that corner too. Again, just making sure it all lines up. A bit of pressure to stick it in place. So there we have it. That's a very easy upgrade to do. Again, bringing it more in line with a typical car. You've now got your comfort, your convenience mirror on the inside of the visor on either side. Okay, so moving straight on to modification number 2, we're going to be installing the Mud UK interior light. Now, if people have followed the channel for a little while, you've seen I installed the same light to the front of the cab, which made a massive difference at night, illuminates the cabin so much more than the standard yellowy bulbs that you get in your standard Land Rover. So this is a real cheap and easy upgrade to make the Defender much more functional at night. Now, as I've got the one in the front, I also want to do the same to the back, so that's what we're going to be fitting today. Alongside the light, if you're mounting the light to the rear of your truck, you'll also need a mounting plinth. That just allows you to mount the light to the plinth, and then the plinth mounts to the headliner itself. You have cross beams, some metal beams in the way, so that's why you need the spacing plinth for your rear when you're fitting that. You don't need that when you're installing it to the front. So we're going to take out the old light, and now we're going to fit this new Mud UK light. So just for comparison, you can see here, this is the standard light. It's really yellowy, really dull, and especially when we've got stuff like the rear drawer system of an evening that we want to jump in and out of, it doesn't really provide that much illumination at all. So swapping that out will be a real welcome upgrade, really easy to do. So let's jump straight into it. So here we have the plinth that we're going to mount into the headliner itself, and then the Mud UK light. The light will slot, or the wires will run through the plinth and then mount into the plinth like so. And then we have these wires that we're just going to connect up to the existing wiring, 2 purples and a black, and when we remove the light you'll see exactly where those plug into. It is literally plug and play, no need to do any other additional wiring. Okay, so I have no idea what this camera angle is looking like, but hopefully you'll get the gist. The first thing to do is to remove the existing light. So to do that, I've got just a flathead screwdriver, and you have to just pop the lens, and it should just click out like that. And then that's the plastic lens off. Once we have the lens off, we've just got 2 bolts to undo, and then the whole light fixing will come out of place, and then we can replace it with the new one. So there you can see, with the light fixing off, there's 2 bolts that we need to undo to get the fixing out of place, and then we can drop the new one in. All right, so now I've got a ratchet and an 8mm socket, and we'll undo those 2 bolts. And with those 2 off, we can pull the light fixing out. Just be careful when you're pulling it down, because you've also got wires that you'll want to keep. You'll also see that there's a bracket in place So I'm going to disconnect the wiring, and then there we go. There's the old light out, and then you can see we've got the new wiring in place here, which we're now going to connect up. Now we've got the wires disconnected, we can pull out this metal base plate that was clamping in the light to the roof, and we've got this final black wire, which is the earth wire, which we can disconnect from the metal plate. And we no longer need this base plate anymore, so we can move that out of the way with the old light. And now you can see we've got 3 fresh wires that we need to connect up, and they correlate to the 3 wires in the back of the mud light. So you can see on the back of the mud light we've got the 3 wires here. We've got the earth and then the 2 purple wires, and they correlate directly to the wires that we have free in the ceiling or in the roof. So we can connect those up, and then that's the plug and play wiring basically done. So now with the wires we can put the plinth over, or the wires through the plinth, and mount that in place. And now we can connect the wires up now that they're running through that plinth. So the purple and white wire, connecting to the purple and white wire corresponding in the existing wiring, and the same for the purple and black. So you can see now we've got the existing wiring connected to the new lamp. So we've got the lights running through the plinth and then up to the existing wiring harness. So now it's just a case of mounting the plinth up into the headliner and then calling it job done. So we can push the new wiring up into the headliner. It's a little bit longer than what was there previously. Push that up and out the way, and now we can mount the plinth and try and get it as central as possible. So make sure that's all lined up. You can push the screw in place. Thankfully the headliner is quite easy material to go into, so keep it all in place. There we have it. Check it all works. On, red, white. So that's modification 2 done. Really easy way to upgrade the lighting in the back of your Defender. Now on to modification number 3, and this is perhaps the easiest modification of the lot that I've shared today. Now if your cubby box is anything like mine, it becomes a home for throwing any bits of junk, anything that rattles around the Defender. It gets slung in the cubby box and then forgotten or lost. Well, with this quick and easy modification, it means that you can start to at least organise your cubby box and make it a lot more usable. So the guys at ORE have created this really neat insert for your cubby box, which uses the molly panel system, a lot like I've got on the rear door of my Defender. And it means that you can screw this anywhere inside the cubby box to mount, and then attach molly panels to it to create a permanent home for that stuff that just gets lost at the bottom of the cubby box. So you can either mount it on the top of the insert of the lid or on any of the sides of your cubby box, especially if you've got one of the taller cubbies like mine. It's super easy to install, and it means you've got one place for all of that stuff that lives in your cubby box. It means it's far more usable and you're not reaching around for that thing that's lost at the very bottom of the cubby. As with the other 2 products that I've shown today, I'll leave a link in the description box below for where you can pick one of these up. So there you have it guys, there's 3 ways to modify your Defender really quickly, really easily, and they'll transform the functionality of your truck. If you enjoyed those hints and tips, please leave a comment in the description down below, and also let me know what other quick and easy upgrades you guys have made to your trucks that maybe I could do the same to Scout with. Also be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this content. There's loads more quick and easy modifications that I can share with you all, and I'll see you in the next video.